This is just from last week, a recap. We're talking about take responsibility for your soul prosperity.
Amen.
I hope those of you who couldn't make it last week maybe checked out the live stream or something, but I will try and quickly just recap one or two thoughts about it. I'm not going to be long today, I believe. So first of all, we said that we are looking at 3 John. What's that verse? Who knows it? 3 John? 1, 2. 3 John 1, 2. 3 John 1, 2. That's easy to remember, right? 3 John 1, 2. Okay? 3 John only has one chapter, so you can actually say 3 John 2. Okay? 3 John 2. And it says this. Dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. Who can remember the other version of that? Anybody? Right, where we use the word prosperity. Right. The other one said, dear friend, I pray that you may prosper and that you may be in good health, even as your soul is prospering. Okay, so quickly today, just to recap, I just want to look at the math of this. Right, the math of this says, even as your soul is getting along well, even as your soul is prospering. We said prosper means that that you have success, that it's going well with you, that you are happy, that things are increasing, that you are growing, that you are developing, all of these nice things, right? Prosperity can mean all of those things. So we said, if your soul is prospering, in other words, if your soul part, your soul is your thoughts, your emotions, and your will. Your soul is that dangerous part inside of you, that naughty one. That one where you have to clap it now and again, you know, because the thoughts can get a bit stinking thinking they talk about, right? You can have some rotten stuff up here. And maybe you don't share it with people, right? Doesn't mean it's not there, right? That's what the soul does. You can have some stinking things up here, right? Or you can have some stinking things in here, emotions, right? You can carry some bad emotions. You can carry some, maybe some depressive emotions, some low self-esteem, some hatred, some anger, some offense. You know, all these kinds of emotions that you can carry inside, right? Or they can be good, but I'm talking about the bad side now, right? Or your will is the third part, and your will is that one that says, I will do that, I won't do that. I will go there, I won't go there. Don't tell me what to do, I'll do what I want. That's our will, right? That one's very strong. Okay, that's part of our soul. So now this verse says, when your soul is doing well, when that part in your thoughts, in your emotions, in your will, when it is doing well, when it is functioning like it should, when it is running like a well-oiled machine, like the way that the Lord made it, right? When it is healthy in your thinking, healthy in your emotions, healthy in your will, it means that the other parts of your life will also be prospering.
Yeah.
This is what it means. It even says that you will be healthy in your health, in your physical body, you know. You know, sometimes you don't have energy, you just feel like blah. You just feel blah. And some people message me and they'll say, boss, I just feel blah. It's been 4 days and I feel blah. And I don't know why I feel blah, but I just feel blah. Right? Okay? I don't know why I feel like this, but it's just like, you know, I can't get up in the morning, or I start all happy and then throughout the day I just feel blah. You know, you have those feelings. It's just, what do they say? Meh. You just feel meh. You know? It's just horrible. And we said last week that it's almost like you're stuck in your soul, you know? Like somewhere in your soul you feel that like you should be doing better, but it just feels like there's stuff holding you back and you're just like, I just don't understand. I just don't feel at peace. I just don't feel lekker. I don't feel lekker, man. I just feel I don't know how to describe it, but you feel me?
Amen.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's in our soul part where that happens, right? So if this verse says, when it's going well in your soul, then the other parts of your life, in your work, in your relationships, you know, all the outer parts where because soul things are inside, right? It's inside living. Then the rest of the stuff is outside living, am I right? The inside living people can't see until you allow it to come out. Then they'll see it, right? But if the inside is good, if the inside is growing, if the inside is getting food from the Lord and developing and everything is, you know, it's moving along like her, then the outside will also start showing that. But now a lot of us struggle on the outside with a lot of stuff. Maybe finances or decision making or relationship things or whatever. And we don't understand why we just feel so stuck. And that's what we said last week. And we realized that it is because we try to live from the outside in. We try to put all kinds of things on the outside, different plasters and things and different courses and things. We try and fix the outside stuff, the living part, right? Without focusing on the inside part that maybe isn't prospering, that maybe your inside part is not healthy. We said it can be diseased, it can be sick. And then we get frustrated with our lives out there because it's not what we feel it should be. It's not abundant like Lord Jesus said. It's not it's just not the joy and the peace and the all of those things. It's just not there. Even the love, you struggle to live your love out. You're just snappy and you're miserable and you're angry and you kick the chair and you swear at the dog and I don't know, and you just feel like you can sometimes just stab your friend with a pencil or something because they made you so angry. All of these things, and you don't understand why your life just looks like that, because you look at it, you're like, sometimes I scare myself. Sometimes I scare myself by the stuff that's going on in my soul part. And maybe it hasn't come out yet, so maybe nobody has seen it yet, I hope. But when it's long enough in your soul part, it does start coming out. And it can be quite ugly, right? And then we tried, my mic is completely dead. Please may I have another one? That one's stopping today.
Hallelujah.
Right. So you guys are with me, right? So if the math says that it is going well, even as your soul is going well, then we can also see the opposite. If your soul is not doing well, then maybe your outside won't be doing well. Okay. So that's what we said. Are we all together?
Hallelujah.
All right. You've got my intro. You with me? Okay. So then we took it back all the way to the beginning, and we went to Genesis 1:26. Please can I have that, and please can I have my notes. Today I'm teaching.
Hallelujah.
Last week I was preaching, I think.
Come on.
Today I'm teaching.
Come on.
Right? Don't start giggling because it says PMS. So don't start giggling. Right. Now you're all awake. Alright. Genesis 1:26 says, Then God said, Let us make humankind in our image. Another word for man just means humans or mankind, right? Let us make humankind in our image. Then God said, Let us make humankind in our image. How can God say, let's make humankind in our? Who's our? Who's our? It's the Trinity, right? God the Father, or God our parents, Jesus Christ, and Holy Spirit, right? God said, it's awesome. God said, let us make humankind in our image, in our likeness. So there's two things, in our image and in our likeness. And let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over the earth. That just means that we are supposed to, like you said, Pastor Rosh, rule and reign. We're supposed to have dominion. We're supposed to, in this life, wear the crown, and go about like we are princes, princesses,
Hallelujah.
Queens and kings, we're supposed to rule.
Come on.
But now our lives don't always look like that, right? But I'll get to that. So, two things, in our image and in our likeness. Why would God say two separate things? Well, I looked into this in different things. I'm not going to go into it. We could go into the Hebrew words and look at all of those things, but I'm not going to do that today. I just think that it means... Did you guys see the flyer that was circulating with this verse maybe on Facebook this week? Okay. It was a beautiful flyer and it was of a clay image, right? And someone was carving out eyes and a mouth and so on, right? And that's what it means. It means that the image, the actual thing that you look at, looks like the thing that it was made from, right? So if I'm looking at you, Lundy, and I'm sculpting a thing here and I'm taking the clay out to make this thing look like your face, then it's going to be an image of you. And that is what the Lord did, right? So that we can look like the Lord, right? Now, the Lord doesn't have a body, right? A physical body like us, but we do, right? Okay? So in the image of God means that even in our health, even in the way that our bodies function, in the way that our thinking functions, that was supposed to be like the way that God functions. That God is able to make good decisions, that God is able to, think clearly. Confusion is not in God, that's not part of God's image, right? We're supposed to be higher thinkers. We're supposed to be able to look at problems and have the solutions for that. We're supposed to be able to create, right? Because God creates. That's why people can be creative, that is made in the image of God. We are able to create new words, new languages. We are able to write new songs. We are able to look at our new puppy and give it a name.
Yes.
Right?
Come on.
All of that is being in the image of God, because that's what God did, right? And then of the likeness of God, it's just, how can I say this? We were actually made to behave the way that God behaves, in the ways of righteousness, holiness, justice.
Yes.
We're supposed to know right from wrong.
Yes.
And we do. But we're naughty. But that is what it is, in the likeness of God, because that we do things the way that God does things. That is what, so we were made to function like God, but we were also made to do things, our behaviors, and so we're supposed to be in the likeness of God.
Hallelujah.
So I wrote here, I don't know if you can see it, I said the original design for us, for me and for you, the original design in the Garden of Eden, when God first had that wonderful meeting of the Trinity and they decided they're going to make humankind in God's image and likeness. This was how it was going to look. God's image and likeness, bloop, and there we are. That is how God made it. And we were supposed to live on this line in God's image and likeness for the rest of our lives. And that's how it was supposed to be. That's why God could tell us, rule over the fish. Because God knew that we've got this. Because we're in His likeness, we're in His image. God didn't stress about telling us to rule. God didn't stress about giving us dominion. God was like, you name them, whatever you want. God told Adam to name everything. God could trust Adam to do that because He knew that, Adam, you are in my image and my likeness. You've got this, boy.
Yeah.
You've got this. I know you can do this. I don't have to stress. I don't have to come and check up on you. I know when you say yes, your yes will be yes. And I know that you'll have the responsibility to do what you're supposed to do. Because you're in my image and that's who I am. So that's who you are. So go, my boy. You go and you be yourself. You go and you live in your identity. You go and you know that you are the head. And you just go and rule this place. Because I've created it for you to rule. Just like I rule everything else. I've made you a mini-me.
Hallelujah.
You're my mini-me. But everything basically that I can do, I've poured into you so you have those same abilities. If you stay connected to me.
That's right. Sure.
Right. But then, dun, 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 we all know what happens. I've got this. Okay. What happened was, God gave us let me first get here, and I'll come back to this. Taking photos. Alright. Now I'm getting to the PMMS. Alright. These are the four areas in which we were actually created in the likeness and the image of God. This is not my own thoughts, but this is from a website called godquestions.org, I think. I was just checking some things out and I thought this is really cool. I just want to share it with you guys. So I don't know whose original work it is, but it comes from there. But first of all, physically. Am I writing okay?
Yes.
Physically, right? In the way that our bodies work, in the way that our systems were created to work, we weren't supposed to struggle, we weren't supposed to have asthma and indigestion and all of these things that came in because of the fall, right? We were supposed to just have energy and be focused and be ready, and our bodies were supposed to be just working. I think we were supposed to jump walls that are way high. We were supposed to run faster than Usain Bolt. All of those things were built into us, in a physical level, because there were no limitations for God, right? But God allowed that inside of our bodies. And also we weren't supposed to get sick. And the original people weren't supposed to die. Did you know that? God didn't intend for us to die. Death came in when sin came in. So this was supposed to function 100% all the time. That is how we were made in God's image. Then the second one is mentally. In the way that we think. In the choices that we make, God gave us free will. got in stress when God gave us free will, because God knew that we were made in the image of God, even though God knows everything and knew that we would choose against it, but that's for another day. But the point is, God gave us free will. God gave us the ability to choose, just like God has the ability to choose, right? So we are made in His image. Therefore, we are allowed to choose when you have a puppy, if you're going to call the puppy Spots or Socks. Right? So that's mentally making good choices. Then, we also have it morally. Is that okay? Morally. Morally is to know between right and wrong. Morally, like I said just now, was the justice, you know. So we make choices. We are allowed to make choices and have free will, but also, in the image of God, we're supposed to know what the good choices are, right?
Yes.
And we know it. You know when you're messing up. You know when you're being naughty. You know when you shouldn't be doing some stuff. You still know it, because you're still made in the image of God. It hasn't gone away. So you still know these things. You still know when there's that little voice that speaks to you. You still know when you're feeling guilty a bit about something, because you know, okay? That's the morally one, okay? And then the last one was socially. Just like the Trinity functioned together there and saying, let us make humankind in our image, the Lord made us to be social beings. The Lord made us to be able to have fellowship with God, first of all. If you read further in the garden, it will say that the Lord walked in the garden and He called out to Adam. I think they had many strolls, it's just not written there. I think they were walking in the garden, and God would be like, so my boy, what did you call this one? And we're like, you won't believe it. I call it crocodile. And God would be like, whoa. That is the sickest name ever. I love it. You know, why not? They had that kind of relationship, fellowship, right? Because you can see the Trinity has that kind of social, if I may, Lord, fellowship relationship where they work together. They work together. Fellowship, they work together as a team, right?
Yes.
If you look at the creation account, you will see God the Father looking, you will see the Spirit of the Lord hovering over the waters, and you will see the Word being spoken from the Father and going, and bam, the world is created, right? That's Father God, that's Jesus, that's the Word going out, and that's Holy Spirit.
That's right.
They work together. Perfect unity, perfect teamwork. Interesting. Perfect teamwork example right there. And that's where we're supposed to be, socially, with our Lord, with Jesus, right, in our relationship with God, but also with each other. But in all four of these areas, when the fall happened, when humankind exercised their right to make a decision, but they made the wrong decision, they basically shattered these things, or there were scars on these things. Look at what we look like physically. Look at what we look like mentally, with our thoughts and our stuff just a mess. You know, our decision making and everything, just we mess up. Look morally what happens to us, you know. We know where we're supposed to go, but you know, we enjoy the other side. Messed up. Look socially. Look how we can hurt other people. Look how we can destroy relationships, you know. This wasn't God's original intent for us. Can I go back? So we were supposed to be here with all four of those areas, but then fall happened. And there are we now. Lying because we fell. Maybe we have a bit of blood by our knee. How? Little visitors there. My bad. Okay, so we fell. But now my question to you is, did this change? Does this mean that we are not in God's image and likeness anymore? I'm putting this to you. Does this mean that that is not true anymore?
No.
Let's look at two verses. Because that one that I read to you in Genesis 1:26 was before sin came into the world. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay? So let's just follow a quick timeline in the two verses. You can give me the Genesis 9:6, please. Let's just look at these verses. This was after the account of Noah and the big boat, right? The ark, with all the animals and everyone inside. This was after all of that, right? Okay? So after sin, after them being chased out of the garden, or after all of that, and see what God says. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God has God made man. So God said here once again, even though it was after the fall, even it was after that time of Noah where the Lord basically brought a flood, right? To wipe out some of the crazy stuff that was happening. Even after that, God said, for in the image of God has God made man. Okay, so it still stands. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. One quick other verse. I think it is the James 3:9, please, Siska. We're jumping to New Testament because now we want to see. Whoa, check this. With the tongue we praise our Lord and Father, and with it we curse men who have been made in God's likeness. 3 verses proving that yes, the original design is for us to be in God's image and likeness, but even sin could not shatter that completely. Because God's grace is bigger, right?
Yes.
So even sin could not destroy that completely, because we see it's still there. In the New Testament we see it's still there. People who have been made in God's likeness. I'm not going to go into the rest of the verse, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
We are still made in the image of God and in God's likeness. We have that potential inside of us. We have the DNA of God inside of us. It's just waiting to burst forth. Bam! In different areas in our life. We've got that inside. We've got that kingdom potential inside of us. You can take that off. Thank you, Siska. So what happens now is that we've got a wonderful Savior named Jesus Christ. And He knew that we're supposed to be there, but we're down here. And He knows that we can try as much as we want, and we can jump, and we can do all kinds of things, and we can give people some food, and we can give them some money, and we can go to services, and we can do everything, but we can never reach this line again on our own.
Amen.
There's no way. There's no way, because it's shattered. It's broken. So what Jesus did was, Jesus came down. Jesus came down, and He lifted me up. Jesus came down, and He lifted me up. And this is the process. Where a Savior that loves you so much, that knows you have the potential, and that knows who you are meant to be. That Savior will care about you so much, that Savior will invest in your life after He made a way for us to get back. But now He wants to have a relationship with each one of us. And He wants to take each one of us. And He wants to walk this road of, let's call it restoration. He wants to walk this road of fixing us up. Of all the dents and the bends that Pastor Raj was talking about when we look like this. He comes and He puts the fire of heaven on us so we can become a bit softer, so you can start, like a chiropractor, so He can start bringing us back to this original design where we're supposed to be, because that potential is in you. It hasn't gone away. Listen to me today. That potential is in you. It hasn't gone away. For you to be the original design that God meant for you to be.
That's right.
And we are supposed to move closer to that every single day.
That's right.
As we live, as we move, as we grow in our relationship with Jesus.
That's right.
But this is where we have to take responsibility. Because Jesus doesn't just grab us by the scruff of our neck like a mama cat takes a kitten and pulls us up. No. This is a relationship.
Hallelujah.
This is a partnership.
Amen.
This is Jesus saying, come now, my kid. Now we're walking.
That's right.
And you walk. And Jesus says, are you still with me? Yes, I'm here, Lord. Another step. Are you still with me? No, Lord, I sat down. And that's our journey. Jesus is going. He's like, let's do this. I'm here for you, I've done all this. I've made this way already. I've gone all the way back. I've paved this for you. There's such beautiful things. Now I come back down to walk this road with
That's
you.
right.
Because Jesus knows where you're supposed to be. Because He created the blueprint for that, right?
That's right.
Jesus knows where you're supposed to be. So He comes back and He wants to walk this road with us. But now we have to take responsibility for walking that road hand in hand with Jesus, in partnership every day.
Yes.
By saying, yes, Lord. If you want to work on my anger issue, yes, Lord, work on it. If you want to work on the fact that I'm offended so easily, work Lord. If you want to work on the fact, Lord Jesus, that I'm jealous of other people, hey, Jesus, I just can't help it. No, you can. I'm going to show you. Just give it to me. Just give it to me. But if we're not willing to put our hand in Jesus' hand and say, yes, I trust what you're doing. I trust that you can take these kinks and ugliness and things and the disease out of my soul, Lord, you can do it. If you don't do that, then your soul will just stay down there. It will not prosper. And you'll be so frustrated in your life. Because you were made for more than this.
Yes.
You guys remember that song? Okay, I'm a little bit older maybe than some of you, which is scary. You remember that song? There's gotta be more to life than chasing down every temporary high to satisfy me. Okay, I have a couple of people. Thank you. Thank you. I think it was Stacey Orico or something. Cool song, right? But she said, you know, there's more than just us being alive. There's more than just us stumbling through life every day. There's more than just us, you know, having fights with our partners and our bosses every day. There's more to us just having paychecks every month, but still being broken, just feeling like we're getting nowhere. There's more to us than sitting at home and applying for jobs, but the jobs are not just coming and we're just so frustrated. There's more. There's more. There's more to life. Because you're supposed to move on up, moving on up, you know. Please give me that 2 Corinthians 3:18. And you'll see this demonstrated. This was one of our other verses last week. It says, and we who with unveiled faces, it means that there's nothing between us and the Lord. God removed all this. God removed all of this, and now it came down to us, right? So it's unveiled faces. There's nothing hindering. There's no space between us and God. We can be like this. And we with unveiled faces,
That's right.
all reflect the Lord's glory, are being transformed into His likeness, back to the original design. We are being transformed into that being. Oh, do we have some language people in the house? I know we do. What does being mean? What tense is that?
Present continuous tense.
Sorry?
Present continuous tense.
Present continuous. Is that correct, teacher? Present continuous. I had to check. Okay. Being. So it's a process that is constantly ongoing. Am I right? It doesn't say that it's finished. It doesn't say that it's still coming. It says that it's happening right now. Where you're sitting right now in your chair. Just feel your chair quickly. You know you're sitting on a chair. It's happening right now.
Hallelujah.
It's happening right now. Because that thing could have said, are being transformed now into His likeness. Ever increasing glory, which means that it is a step up, increasing glory. A step up, a step up, a step up. And that's how it's supposed to work. But if we decide we're going to sit down now, how is Jesus going to do this process if we don't take the responsibility to say, Lord, I want my soul to be prosperous. I want it to go better with me. I want, Lord, to have the best that you have me. I want abundance, Lord. I'm tired of the lack all around me, Lord. I want your way. My way sucks. I want your way, Lord.
That's right.
You see this? We're transformed now, ever increasingly into His likeness, which comes from the Lord, who is Spirit.
Hallelujah.
Are you still with me?
Yes.
Amen. Amen. So now I want your help, because you guys are so good at this. Just joking. This is from personal experience. Which are some of the things that we do that stop our movement and our partnership with the Lord? Come. We all do it. It's defense mechanisms, all of these things that we do that basically sabotages our own growth, sabotages our own movement, our own momentum, our own development in the Lord. Come on, what are some of the things? We're going to expose them. I need another color pencil here. Stubbornness. Woo! Will someone write for me? Now I'm talking over the pen. I'm going to think this is ice cream or something. Stubbornness, yes. This is something that we do to ourselves. Because Jesus is saying, come on, let's go. You know, this pride thing of yours, you cannot hold on to it anymore. And you say to Jesus, I will hold this thing because I like it. Woo, who said pride? Oh, did I? All right, so can you guys see it from the back? Jenny, are you good? Okay, pride is another one. Okay, I wasn't supposed to give you the answers. You guys must give me what else? What are some of these hindrances? Fear. You're still keeping it safe, guys. Okay? What's a big one starting with a D? Okay, yeah, I'll go with that one. That one is up there in North Africa. What is it? Denial. You remember that? Oh, it's got shaking her head. What is denial? Denial is refusing to accept or acknowledge that you have an issue. Denial actually comes before all of these things. Because if you're actually struggling with pride, or if you're struggling with a fear thing, but you keep on denying it, you're like, no, I'm fine. I don't have a pride issue. Don't you dare tell me I have a pride issue. Just the fact that you're saying it like that is evidence. But yes, denial. Denial can keep you away for seasons and months and years where Jesus wants to work and you keep on refusing, say, no, Jesus, I don't have that. Don't you dare tell me I have that problem, Jesus. I am perfect. Denial is a big one. What else? Offense. Offense is a good one. What is offense? Offense is someone saying or doing something and you taking it any way you want because you want to be angry at it.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you have a better definition for me of offense? I'm doing well, she said, thank you. Okay, offense. Offense is, you know, when you're oversensitive about stuff. Maybe people meant it like that, or maybe they didn't. But remember we said last week, you are not responsible for what people say or don't say.
That's right.
You are not responsible for how they act towards you or how they don't. But you are always responsible for your reaction to it. Yes. And offense is going to mess that up. Because now someone can just look at you wrong and you can be offended. I'm angry. Why? Or they can tell you something, or they can say, you know, I think it's better if you don't do it like this, do it like that next time. You're like, ah, how dare you tell me I'm offended? You know? It can come so quickly, offense. And it means with all of these things, right, what actually happens is we stick out our thoughts towards Jesus and we say, Jesus, not now. Let me be for a while. I'm not ready. Leave me. What else? You said something. Comparison. That is very good. What happens when we use that wonderful thing of comparison? We are looking this way, we are looking that way. What do they have that I don't have? What are they doing that I'm not doing? What are they getting that I'm not getting? Right? Or it can be, look at what I have, look at what they don't have. Ha ha ha. Look at where I'm at, look at where they're not at. You see, you get the two sides of comparison. Right? Where you feel like you are lacking and somebody else has it, and that will bring jealousy. It's another one. Jealousy. Even resentment, hey? Envy. All of those are cousins. But it starts with jealousy, and then it goes into envy, and then it can become resentment, where you resent someone. How dare they have a new car again? And I'm still struggling with my skoro, you know? How are you spelling today? Okay, but you guys get the idea, right? Okay, so that one, yes, the comparison one is very important. And then the other side of comparison links with pride. Where you can say, oh, thank you, Lord, for making me this way and not making me that way. And we see it a lot, where it also plays out in racism and such things. Where someone can look at another person and say, sure, well, I'm glad I'm not like that. Well, I'm so glad I don't live there. You know? Ugly, ugly, ugly things that can stop us from allowing Jesus to work. I have 4 that you haven't mentioned. What are you getting for us there? Doubt. Yes. Doubt. Definitely. Doubt. If Jesus tells you, I'm going to work on this issue, you've got to trust me. And you say, Jesus, I don't think you've got this one. Maybe you had the previous one, but this one, I'm not so sure. So doubt can go with maybe fear of trust issues. A lot of us struggle with trust issues. Then we don't want to let things go because, but Jesus is saying, come, I want to make you more into my likeness. But you're like, I don't think I'm going to trust you. I'm not ready for this one. So you see why this is your responsibility. Do you guys get that now? Because if you're holding on to all of these things and you're using these things to keep Jesus at an arm's length, and stop Jesus from working. Jesus is saying, come, it's better on this side, I promise you. The freedom and the joy and the peace you're going to get if you would just allow me to just take that one out of you. And then you say, no, I'm going to sit, because that will is, I'm going to sit. Or even worse, you say, no, Jesus, and you take a couple of steps back. That's even worse. But you look at your life, you're so frustrated. What you got for us? Reluctance. Good. Our page is getting full, but the ones that I actually had was blaming. What is blaming? No, you're not taking full responsibility for your reactions. You're saying, no, they said that to me, and therefore I said this and this and this, Blaming. It's not going to help. Jesus will not be able to work on the issues if you keep on blaming someone else, because then you're just in denial still. Those two link, you see? Other one is justifying. You have space, Pastor Rosh. Justification, or not justification in the good way, justifying. Justifying or excuses. Let's call it justifying or excuses, All the excuses in the world why you don't want to do something, why you don't want Jesus to work. All the excuses, no man, I have this anger because my father did that and that to me when I was 12 years old. Justifying why you still have that. Justifying why you are allowed to hold on to certain things. Excuses of why you don't want to deal with certain issues. Guys, we've got to let these things go. All of these things are hindering us in our walk with Jesus to get more and more prosperity in our souls, and therefore prosperity in our lives. Then I had hiding. Hiding can just, I guess it can go with denial. But sometimes hiding is just, you want to, when you were small and you closed your eyes because if you couldn't see it, it couldn't see you. That kind of thing. So maybe Jesus starts working with you. Maybe you're here and you feel the Lord start tugging on, let's call it some jealousy or whatever, and you don't like the way that it makes you feel because the insecurity is starting to rise up a little bit, and then you don't come to service maybe for the next month. You don't want to talk to us, you don't want to go to small group, you don't want to talk to your leader, you don't want to talk to anybody because you're hiding. Because what if Jesus finds you? See? That's another way where we can just stop this process from happening. And then the last one I had was defensiveness. Yeah, that is a lot. Can you read some of them? I mean, are you able to see them in between each other? You're welcome to come take some photos if you want later. Defensiveness. Defensiveness is when someone, because the Lord sometimes uses other people, right, to confront us on some of the issues in our lives, isn't it? And a lot of times it is the wonderful job of the pastor or the overseer or a leader of yours or a friend even of yours to come to you and say, my brother, my sister, you know what, I've seen that you really struggle with this thing. Would you like me to pray with you, or can I help you with that? Then you can have anyone, you can have denial, you can pull out pride, you can pull out anything you want, right? But defensiveness is the one that comes out a lot of times. You will say, no, this is not like that, and you start defending yourself against what this person is saying. But it's actually just the Lord's way to say, you know what, I'm trying to peek behind the wall that you've built around your heart. I want to peek over the wall and then tell you, hold on there, I see you, I'm going to start breaking it down, brick by brick. You say, no, thank you, Jesus, I'm fine this side. It's bad. And that is what we do. The last one that Pastor Rosh has here is entitlement. What is entitlement? You think that certain things are just supposed to be yours, you're supposed to have them. Sometimes without really working for them, sometimes without really putting the effort in, but you just think that those things should be yours. And sometimes it links with resentment. You can become resentful because certain things. So you look at your life and you look at someone else's life comparison. You see that they have joy and peace in their life. And you look at that and you're like, why don't I have that? I should be having that. I've been coming to church longer than they were. Why don't I have the peace and the joy in my life? I'm entitled to have that because I've been here. I give a bigger tithe than they do. So why can't I have the joy and peace in my life? See how these things partner? They partner, all of these, and all of these things are like ticks in our souls. Ticks sitting there, growing fat and sucking us dry and putting their poison into us. And they make our souls sick. They make our souls sick. So we have to take responsibility to let these things go. To make a quality decision and say, I'm not going to use these things anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I want the best that Jesus has for me. I know that can you just go on back, please? Too bad. I know that this is not going to be a process of one moment I'm down and the next moment I'm back there, but I know that this is a journey with Jesus. And you know what? I also don't want to fall for the tricks of the enemy and look at my journey and then compare it to other people's and then decide, but they're further than I am. No, I just want to enjoy the journey with Jesus. I just want to move at the pace that Jesus is moving at. I don't want to run ahead and say, Jesus, but where are you? I'm here. Come on, we've got stuff. No, you must chill with Jesus, That's where I want to be, and I also don't want to lag behind. But we've got to take responsibility for that personal time with the Lord. We've got to take responsibility for being with Jesus, getting to know Jesus, knowing what are Jesus' thoughts about me? What are Jesus' plans for me? What's the next thing that Jesus wants to work on in my life? Because He is the one who's carving me out of that clay to make me look more and more like He looks. So He knows. He knows. So we have to just trust, but not use these other chojos, not let them stop our growth and our development any longer. Are you with me?
Amen.
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 Please can I just have Psalm 139? We're just going to read through this psalm, and I know we know it well because we often quote from this psalm. You can put a couple of verses together for me and then just keep them coming as I read through, please, Siska. I realized even this morning that this psalm to us is quite nice, and we think, Jesus knew me when I was unborn. Jesus knew what kind of person I would be. But you know what the psalm is actually about? It's about the original design. It's about God knowing what kind of person and who you were supposed to be before sin broke it. It's not just Jesus knowing what color eyes you would have, or how many toes, or... It's not just that. It's not about Jesus looking into your mother's womb and saying, oh, you're so cute. Look at your little lashes. It's more than that.
Yes.
It is Jesus looking into your being and seeing the end result of what you were supposed to be from the start.
Yes. Come on.
And then looking at you now and saying, okay, my child, I'm searching you. I can see where the obstacles are. I can see what we have to do. Are you going to trust me? Are you going to bring yourself to me? Are you going to let me search you? Are you going to let me scan you for the chojos? So that we can identify them together, so that we can pick them off and let them go one by one, so you can move back, because I can see. Let's read this. Oh Lord, you have searched me and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You see, He knows all the chojos in our heads even. You discern my going out and my laying down. See? God knows our choices that we make. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you know it completely, O Lord, because God knows what's happening in the soul. That part that you think you might be hiding from everyone, God knows it all. You hem me in, behind, and before. You have laid your hand upon me. It means that God cares about your yesterday, about your tomorrow. God cares about your now. God cares about where you were. God cares about where you're going. God cares about what's happening to you right now.
Amen.
And God is right there with you in the now.
Amen.
Because God is concerned with the details of your life. Concerned about your development. Concerned about where you are right now. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. When you start thinking that God knows all of this, but He also knows all of this, and still He loves you, and still He wants to walk with you all the way, it's almost too big for our minds, right? That's what that means. Where can I go from your Spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me, your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me, and the light will become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you. Because God is concerned about you. He's always there. He's not letting you go. He's not moving away from you, because He wants to be with you through everything, to help you move through this process. Even in darkness, it will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day. The darkness is His light to you. before you created my inmost being, inmost, my soul. You created it to be perfect. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Not I praise you because I'm here lying on the floor and I fell from grace and now I'm a big mess. But no, you praise God for who you know the original design is. You praise God for where you know you are on your way to. You praise God for knowing that your image, that your worth, that your perception of yourself is actually perfect already. Because it's in you, and God is just pushing that DNA into you, little bit by little bit, as you become more like Him and more like God all the time. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. Jesus had this all mapped out. Jesus knows, because He knows you, because He made you. He knows exactly how to get you back to this. It's there. But now are you going to partner? Are you going to take responsibility for that? Or are you going to keep on fighting it? Let's go on. How precious to me are your thoughts, oh God. Other version will say, how precious are your thoughts about me. How precious are your thoughts about me? God thinks about us. How vast is the sum of them? Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. And all the beaches, all the world, all the oceans, count all the grains of sand. God thinks of you more. And I believe even in excess. That is how highly God thinks of you, the one He made in His image and likeness. When I awake, I'm still with you. Please go on to 22 for me. I think it's 22 to 24. Here we go. I'm going to read from 23. And this is how you do it, guys. This is how you partner with the Lord. You let go of these other things that Pastor showed for us there. You stop those things. And you go to the one who created you and the one who's walking this road to you, and you go over and over and over, and you say, search me, oh God. I'm not going to hide, I'm not going to deny, I'm not going to defend, I'm not going to push you away, I'm not going to blame, I'm not going to justify, I'm not going to do any of those things, Lord. I just come to you. Search me, oh God. Know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there's any offensive way in me. And then lead me in the way everlasting. And as we saw at the beginning, it's an ongoing process because I am being transformed into the likeness of God with every step. Lead me in the way everlasting. So wrapping up, I said, at first verse of ours from 3 John, that your soul must be prosperous. Your soul must be prosperous for your life to enjoy the prosperity, the goodness, the success, the development, the growth, all those wonderful things. That is ours because it's part of the abundant life, but it can only happen if our souls are getting along well, as that verse says. How do we do it? We saw that we're still in God's image and likeness. We have to get back to it. Jesus does the work, but we partner with Jesus by not going through all of those other things that stop it, but by actually taking responsibility to go to God and say, search me, O Lord.
Yes, Lord.
See what's in me. See what's in me that shouldn't be there, Lord.
Yes.
And you lead me to the way everlasting. You tell me where I must let these things go, what I must do. You lead me, my God. So once again, that is surrendering to the Lord. So my family, if you are not willing to let some of these things go, if you're not willing to get unstuck by the Lord, I think time and time will pass you and you will look at your life and it will just look the same. And you'll be frustrated and you will see, but I'm just not moving along, I'm not progressing, I'm just not where I want to be. So make that quality decision today. I've been talking to some of you about that. Make that quality decision. Say, Lord, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for you and me. Lord, you found me. You found me where I am. But you've stolen my heart, so now I'm trusting you and I'm going to walk this road with you. My family, nothing in your life, even if you hear lots of messages, if you hear lots of spiritual things, prophetic words, all of these things, those things won't come into their fullness like they're supposed to be if your soul is not prospering. Only the Lord has the scanner for that. Only the Lord has the x-ray machine, the sonar, the whatever, to get into the inmost being to check that out. Will you surrender to the Lord so you can start moving and get unstuck? Amen.
Amen.